The MacVenture series of point-and-click games got a humble start on the Macintosh computer platform. Being great adventure games in their own right on the Mac, they were also ported to other popular systems like the Amiga and DOS computers. The one a lot of us remember though was the classic NES ports. Only 3 of the 4 games made their way to the Nintendo: Deja Vu, Uninvited, and Shadowgate. The sequel to Deja Vu didn't make it over, but did eventually find a home on the Game Boy Color several years later. I like all the NES ports, but I wanted to talk about Uninvited first. Ported to the NES in 1991, Uninvited featured full color, music, and a simplified menu system. Instead of crowded icons symbolizing your inventory, items were shown by name only. It works a lot better than this, in my opinion. The game starts off with you swerving to avoid a shadowy pedestrian who rolled the dice when he walked into the street in the first place, resulting in you slamming your car into a tree. Your sister ran off to find help, so it's probably best to just wait here for a tow truck. Gotta get that insurance card out of the glove box here, and you burn to death. Well, let's not do that next time. Better to wait by the side of the road anyway. As you get out, the car explodes behind you. With a missing sibling and a destroyed car, the character is having a pretty bad day. This mansion can't be entered by conventional methods, meaning you can't just pick the open command and open the door like you would in real life. Instead, you just gotta commit a federal offense and read the guy's mail revealing a pendant and a letter detailing a battle between student and master. The pendant starts flashing and the door slams open. Time to walk in, uninvited. So that's how they came up with the name. After learning some magic spells and admiring the furniture, it's time to actually explore the house. In the main hallway, most of the doors are closed. Trying to open one reveals a woman. She seems like a nice lady after all. She says she's been waiting for you. This is where the game started to scare me as a kid, because if you do anything but exit the room, she reveals her skinless face and starts ripping you apart. Game over, buddy. So, like all good adventure games, this is one of them there logic puzzles. Gotta find a way to get past Miss Personality here. I raided a closet upstairs and found something called No Ghost, which, as advertised, will get rid of ghastly guests. Introducing the No Ghost! Sick of ghosts in your house? Just douse them with this stuff and they'll be sorry they ever came haunting in your neighborhood. Don't bother calling that priest. Order the No Ghost today! Let's take a bottle of that and some spider cider spray. And we'll use the No Ghost on her and... good riddance. The game room is one of my favorite rooms for 2 reasons. The first, for those who watched my best NES tunes video, know that the monster who dances around this room has a good tune when he comes scampering about. I love that, but also this gramophone. When you use it, it plays the theme from another MacVenture game, Shadowgate. It plays for a while before breaking, then the game scolds you and tells you to go to your room. Like a bad boy. Uninvited does these little fourth wall breaks more often than other games, and I love that. Down the hall is the Parlor, which despite being an ugly clash of blue and brown, really has nothing to offer. I took the vase because the flowers were nice, not because you ever need it in the game, but because I could. Try and stop me now, game. Outside the Parlor is a pretty barren view, and then a... Nope, I hate spiders, no, none of that, I'm gonna kill that thing. Break out the spider cider we got from the closet upstairs and spray the rail. The spider comes back and doesn't die. He freezes, allowing you to carry him. Yep, just gonna put this little demon spawn in my pocket like it's no big deal. Gross. Oh man, what did I just do? Upstairs are some rooms near the closet, including a master bedroom with a diary in it. Since we've already read this guy's mail, let's invite his personal life some more and read his diary. It talks about Draken and how he lost control of him and now fears his power. His servant has locked his star up in a hingeless box. Sounds important. Let's steal his diary. Over in the next room, there's also a diary left out on the nightstand just begging to be read by our little peeping eyes. This one talks about bringing down the technological society and how the guy who hid the star will pay. This must be Draken's diary. Let's take it too, in case we need a hint later or something. Downstairs is a pretty nice kitchen, and after raiding all the cupboards, we'll see there's nothing to eat inside. But this knife looks good and recently used. Let's take that. Next to the kitchen is the servant's room, which looks more like my freshman dorm back in college, except for the dresser. We didn't have those back then. Turning on the lamp slides the picture out of the way, revealing a third diary. Just call this guy Diary Stealer McGee or something, man. This guy is just all about reading diaries. Another ghost appears and pulls a golem on you, asking you to leave his precious alone. You can try anything on this ghost, stabbing it, hitting it, reasoning with it, taking it out for a nice dinner. Nothing is going to get him to budge, and some of it will even get him to kill you. But he looks like a reasonable man, and reasonable men, like myself, are terrified of spiders. Toss the creepy crawly at him and he disappears. Now we can finally read that diary. Thankfully, this is the last personal note we'll be reading. This was the guy who stole Draken's star, and I'm starting to think that means source of power. He talks about what the star does and says the hingeless box will never open. Good to know. Let's take that diary as well. After taking a cage from a trophy room, slicing up a couch for a key, getting a gypsy doll that talks, and finding the hingeless box talked about before, it's time to explore the backyard. Outside there's 3 buildings: an observatory, a greenhouse, and a church. Let's check with the greenhouse first. Nothing alive here, but there's some water left in this watering can, and I'm feeling like I've got a green thumb right now. Giving the pot on the floor some water produces a tiny little sprout. Go get some water outside, but remember to turn off that faucet. You don't want a huge water bill after all. After the sprout fully grows, it produces a nice, juicy, ripe fruit. Let's take that too. After scaring some dogs with a magic spell we learned from the book earlier in the game, we go into the calming house of worship. Notice the lack of crosses. Thank you, Nintendo censorship. The door won't open, but using a magic spell to make the statue talk opens it for us. He advises us to not walk in darkness. Good thing I've got some matches and a candlestick here. Without those, a ghost will rip your face off, and that's not desirable. Outside is a graveyard maze, which once you get through it and dodge past some zombies, you leave some flowers at a gravestone, cage up a couple animals, and find this thing. This big red bouncy monster. What is this thing? It's like a bloated red Pac-Man. You can't kill it, but some markers you read earlier in clues previously said it liked flying things. We had to cage up the hawk just a minute ago, so we'll let him go and watch the red bouncy thing float off to eat it. Steal the jewel the red guy was guarding and slap it into the observatory to unlock it. Give the blue ghost some fruit so he won't steal your soul and go into the laboratory. Break the lab set if you're feeling destructive like me, and crack the safe to reveal a cookie jar. Yep, cookie jars in safes. That makes sense. Just like using the axe to break the jar open. After appealing to the sweet tooth of the little monster in the game room, we get a second key. The hingeless box needs open still, and fire should probably solve that problem. Burning the box in the fireplace reveals Draken's star. The second key also opens a manhole in the lab, which sends the character to a tar-filled cave. The ghost of the Master appears and begs you to destroy Draken, who's been sealed in ice. The Master doesn't seem that upset that we read his diary. After melting the ice wall and washing Draken toward the end of the cave, I picked up his body and tossed it down a conveniently located bottomless pit. Officially committing murder. It's been a good day. Killing him isn't enough though, we still have a sibling to save. Your sister starts screaming from upstairs, her voice leading you directly to Draken's bathroom, which locks shut behind you, conveniently enough. There's no exits now that the door's locked behind you, and, well, you're kinda dirty. Might as well take a bath. Oh no. The drain seals up and the bathtub begins to overflow and the faucet won't shut off. The room fills up slowly and you just wish you had your rubber duck with you. You eventually reach the light, which can be opened to the attic. Hey, there's your sister! And she looks to be doing just fine. Slapping her wakes her up and a demon appears, wanting to use your body as a new host. Your sister just wasn't cutting it. We're out of no ghosts, but we have the next best thing. Some holy water we grabbed from the church earlier. Splash in with the goblet's water and free the house from the evil presence. Your sister's doing fine and we tell her it was just all a very, very bad dream. A very bad dream that resulted in almost dying, killing a guy sealed in ice, invading privacy, and many more crimes. Sorry lady, but your brother might be going to jail. Plus your car's blown up, so it'll be a long walk home. Oh well. All's well that ends well, right? Uninvited on the NES is probably the shortest and easiest of the 3 MacVenture games, but it certainly is pretty creepy. It's a lot scarier on other platforms as the game's text was largely stripped down for the NES, but overall it's a pretty solid adventuring game. The MacVenture style of point and clicks worked well on the NES, a lot more so than the port of King's Quest at least. Who doesn't love strolling into mansions and taking their stuff and reading their mail and diaries? Good times, man. Good times. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching my first review for this channel. Please leave your feedback in the comment section below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe and all that other YouTube terminology. While you're at it, check out my friend Dean's channel Escape to Gaming. He's got a ton of great unboxings, impressions, reviews, and some great discussions on games and why they're great things in our lives today. Click on his video to check him out. Also, check out the community at Hidden Block, which is not only home to 6 great game-related YouTube personalities, but also a great fan community that I'm glad to be a part of. Click the block to head over to their website. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.